Hey, welcome back to the garden. Okay, so this week we had Hurricane Beryl come through, however you pronounce that, and I'm not like dead center in the path. I'm a couple of, 100 miles inland, but still, it blew a lot of things. You'll see when we get to the peppers. But let's start over here with the eggplants, and if we look underneath, you can see we've got a lot of eggplant fruits. There's actually several of these on the kitchen counter too, but there are eggplants everywhere. So this kind of surprised me because last year our eggplants were like completely unproductive. And there's another one. That plant's got, look under there, you can see another eggplant growing, and there's another one. So the eggplants are doing really well. And I said last year eggplants were a complete fail. So this bed, they seem to like better. Last year they were over in that bed closest to the house. It's not quite as sunny. Now, over here we've got soleate growing. Now, in most of the world, this stuff's called jute and is used, or was used historically to make rope out of. It turns out the leaves are edible and commonly eaten in the Philippines. Boil it with vinegar, put it on rice, it tastes really good. So, they got those growing, and they seem to be self-replicating. Like if you look down under here, we've got some new plants growing. So I think what's gonna happen over time, weeds. Weeding never stops. This whole bed could end up full of jute, but the stuff tastes good, so no complaints. Now over here, these three plants and the two peppers at the end of that bed are chili laboyos. These are Filipino. I think they're related to Tabascos, because if you look closely, the pepper, instead of hanging down like you were used to, is actually pointed straight up. And this plant has got so many little flowers and peppers popping up. It's going to be spicy. And as you can see, this one's bent over. Like the main stem kind of comes up through here and then just goes sideways. Yeah, it was windy. We had a hurricane. Still working on getting those beds connected. And I think I'm gonna run a tiller over this whole bed and just kill off the shard, because this is just looking bad. We have been wandering this thing. This is lemongrass. It's never been harvested, so I don't know what's going on with all that. That's my wife's project. Okay, over here, though, is my project. This bed is basically entirely Thai chili peppers. And we're starting to get fruit. And there's still some flowers, so you can see. And yes, I did just pick the good-looking one to demonstrate, but there's fruit growing and more fruit. And that actually doesn't, no, it's got a little bit of fruit starting on this plant. So some of these are producing fruit. And ironically, I'm actually was just out here looking at the fruit. This end of this bed's also more Thai chilies. And they're actually doing pretty well. Go over to this one. It's growing kind of sideways. It is actually covered in fruit. So, if anyone's in the College Station area and goes to College Station Seventh-day Adventist Church, potluck, there'll be fried rice, probably with a lot of these chilies, because that's what I make every week, because people eat it. And I've got weeds everywhere. Weeding's one of those non-stop things in the garden. Anyways, peppers. Go over here. These are my volunteer tomatoes. Last year I had cherry tomatoes, and I don't know what the chickens are up to. No, what are the chickens up to? Bark, bark. Huh? What was up with all that noise? See, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Everybody's here. Okay. I'm gonna get through garden update for YouTube, and then I'll come get you ladies some fresh feed and water. Looks like you still got both, so you're okay. Okay, let's go back to the garden. As I was saying, in this bed on the end last year, I had, it was actually like some miscellaneous tomatoes planted. There were some cherry tomatoes, there were some larger tomatoes, and I didn't do a good job of harvesting them. So apparently some of them fell on the ground, went to seed, and I got all of these volunteer tomatoes come up. And there's quite a few. Look in here. Starting to grow. I'm going to grab them when they just have a little bit of red on them. They can redden up inside. Otherwise, that happens, and this gets pecked on by birds or whatever else I have out here. Not quite sure what to do with these. They might just get canned into salsa later. Yeah, that one's bad. But I get cherry tomatoes. And then over here, here's some more chili laboyos. And I kind of did an experiment to plant these in the shadier area and that in the brighter area to see what they like. They definitely don't like shakes. The brighter ones are doing better. And these are some larger determinate tomatoes. And as you can see, there's some flowers on them, but I don't see any fruit starting yet. Now, I got these planted late, so no surprise there. I'm not even sure I'm going to get a harvest off these. It's getting kind of hot and sunny. But anyways, I got to go feed the chickens. If you're not having a garden, you really should. Like, it's nice to be able to produce your own food and all that. But you can also grow some really tasty stuff. Because like those chilies, even the tomatoes, you're going to put anything you can get in a grocery store to shame. So, plant a garden, grow your own food, wear a cool hat. Almost forgot this. This is a calamansi tree. It's still growing, but no fruit. This thing's a couple years old. I don't know how well it's going to do going forward, but there's the tree.